Good afternoon and welcome along to Camogie GA Club here in Deep West Limerick for the 2020 Munster Club Camogie final. You're hearing us correctly, it is the 2020 postponed game between Inagh Kilnamona and Drom. Of course, this game meant to be played a number of months ago following Inagh Kilnamona's win over the Cork champions on a wet day in Inagh. But of course they had to wait until this afternoon. Thankfully they've now got their chance. What is their third shot at provincial glory? Joining us here on our Clare FM live stream is part of the Clare management for 2022, Anne-Marie McGann. Anne-Marie, intriguing game ahead here, and I suppose the first thing we'll talk about is Drom coming into it off the back of winning their third Tipperary senior camogie title. Inagh Kilnamona with the hurt, I suppose, and the motivation maybe perhaps of that defeat against Scarfagunlo a couple of weeks ago. I think it's 4 weeks ago now down in Kilmady. How much of that dynamic plays today?
I suppose it depends on what Drom done for the last week. You know, did they celebrate a little bit or did they go straight into training? We're in the Munster final from 2020, and I suppose if you're looking at the game against Clonulty Rossmore last week, it was absolutely a trawling game, but you know, Drom were very, very strong, and I think Clonulty Rossmore were doing more of a running game. If Inagh Kilnamona can do that today, I think they'll get over the line, but Drom are very, very physical. I suppose the hurt that Inagh Kilnamona are feeling from, you know, those couple of weeks ago, I think that would have been able to drive them on in training. And I suppose a number of girls were at the county final yesterday. I suppose they were disappointed not to be there, and looking ahead at today's game, I'm sure that they'll have, you know, their eyes firmly set on the cup. Yeah,
it was interesting seeing the dynamic of Claire Herr being on analysis for the game. You could clearly see the hurt in her that she wasn't part of the pageantry that goes with it. Just a word on conditions that people can see there on screen. It was a dark and overcast morning all along, and thankfully that is now lifted. A little bit of light coming through, light breeze, and it looked to be kind of blowing a swirling breeze across the pitch, perhaps maybe kind of across from us as we look here out from the stand. We'll run you through the teams and have a little chat about potential matchups. We'll give you Inagh Kilnamona first with Rebecca Keating in goal, full back line Leisha Ryan, Sinead Quinn and Michelle Meskel. It's Tierna Hegarty, the captain Claire Herr, and Cathy Cullen in the half back line. Fiona Lafferty, partner Sinead Power at midfield. Claire Kamal wears 11. On the wings are Aoife Keane and Andrea O'Keefe, with Amy Keating on the edge of the square, Evie Ryan and Danielle Griffin making up the inside line. For Drom Caoimhe Burke is in goal, Maureen Ryan is at full back, and Maria Connolly and Emer Cahill in the corners. Their captain Aoife McGrath wears 5, Maureen Evanston is 6, Eve Tracy wears 7. It's a midfield pairing of Mary Burke and Liam Long. Goal scorer in the county final, Joanne Ryan, comes in at wing forward. She's joined in the half forward line by Emer McGrath and Deirdre Dunn, with the dangerous inside line of Michelle Woodlock, Anne Evanston and Miriam Campion. And I suppose, Anne-Marie, maybe it's a cliche to say it, but it's very much looking like the battle of the backs against the forwards.
Yeah, definitely. And I suppose in the Tipperary county final last week, you know, Drom had 3 goals scored in the first half. Miriam Campion, Anne Evanston and Joanne Ryan scored for them, and they were very, very good goals, but they were well able to take on the Clonulty Rossmore backs. If you're looking at the Drom team, Raed Evanston was back almost sweeping at the county final, and if Inagh Kilnamona let them do that, it's just going to be a disaster for them altogether. So they will have to mark up. If you're looking at the Inagh Kilnamona team, I have a feeling that Cathy Cullen might go out into midfield, maybe a swap with Sinead Power, but Aoife Ryan probably will play centre forward, and Danielle Griffin will go to full forward. And it will be interesting to see if they can get the ball into Danielle Griffin quick enough that there will be goals on for them, because she's a strong physical girl and she'll be able to hold up the ball. But it just depends on if that half forward line work enough for Inagh Kilnamona to get the ball in, and everyone packing in around there to get those goals for Inagh Kilnamona.
Andrea O'Keefe back, it's an obvious bonus.
Yeah, it is an obvious bonus, but then you're missing the other one, which is Teresa O'Keefe. I suppose she's out with concussion at the moment. Pity for her. I know she would have loved to have been, I suppose, out here taking on the field today, but Andy was an awful loss to Inagh Kilnamona in the Clare Championship this year. I went to see her play. UL Ashburn played Inagh Kilnamona in a challenge match there a couple of weeks ago, and Andy had scored 1-2 in the first 15 minutes. So if she had brought that to the county, to the Clare county games this year, it would have been interesting to see what dynamic. I suppose maybe Inagh Kilnamona would have got over the line really, but look, she's a big bonus for them, and they'll need her to be running straight at the Drom defence and drawing those frees. Andy is blown.
Yeah, he's just looking to see. There's a bit of confusion there, I think, about the national anthem, is what he seemed to indicate. So we'll just wait and see how that plays out. Conscious as well that there's a number of, although we're on Clare FM, there's a number of Tipperary people tuning into the match, because of course Lochmore Castlemaine and Tulla Sarsfield in the Tipperary senior hurling final taking place in Simple Stadium, and there will be quite an involvement, of course, from the Drom side of things in that as well. So people are probably tuning into the live stream before they head to Simple Stadium. And from their point of view, Anne-Marie, like we've mentioned mentioned it already that they're champions, but will they see this maybe as another high intensity game before they continue on to this year's provincial series?
Yeah, definitely, I think so. But I suppose looking at last week's game, they'll feel that they barely got over the line against Carnolty Rossmore, and I suppose they'll want to build on that, and that'll be a positive for them. I suppose over the last week they've been working on that, on keeping runners at bay. I suppose in last week's Tipperary final, the referee, he had a good game, but he let off a number of soft ones, and I don't think Andy will give too many soft ones here today. He'd do well to let this go, because it's going to be two very physical teams up against each other. It's going to be hard to referee when there's such physicality in it, but he's better off to let it go.
Yeah, that's just one thing we've mentioned, Marie, in the last couple of weeks. I found anyway that Camogie has nearly gone as, if not more, physical than Hurling.
And it's brilliant. I love to see it. I love seeing getting a shoulder over the line or anything like that, and I think that's what the girls want. Okay, there is a bit of dynamic of if a 16-year-old is going up against a 28, 29, 30-year-old, that's a little bit difficult for younger players trying to get into, and I don't know, is that going to be addressed ever? But look, it's important to bring in that physicality. Girls want that, and let it on.
We'll just pause at the moment for the thing of our on the bean as both teams line up. It's something I'd love to see introduced in big championship games. It's all well and good hitting play on the CD in Cusack Park, but I think there's nothing to beat a live version. And of course, given that we're in West Limerick, it plays for a strong singing tradition with good music before the game, a good national anthem to build us up to it, and hopefully what would be a good game as well unfolding here in front of us. Looking around, Anne-Marie, looks as if we have a positional switch straight away. Claire Command looks to be heading towards top of the right. We have Andrea O'Keefe here out in the wing. Aoibhinn Ryan, I think, looking like she's going to go to centre forward. Some positional switches aplenty. The two 15s are on the 15 for Drom is actually coming back to wing back. Miriam Campion, a goal scorer in last week's county final, looks as if she's going to be picking up Tierna Hegarty. So positional switches aplenty, and belatedly but thankfully the 2020 Munster Club Camogie final is on. Inagh Kilnamona taking on Drom in those green and red colours. Inagh Kilnamona in their traditional green and gold. It's the Tipperary champions on the attack. First attack for them, Mary Burke playing it in long but well cut out in the Inagh Kilnamona defence. However, the clearance didn't match the interception there from Sinead Power, and it's a chance for Drom to launch their first attack. Mary Burke, long crossfield ball. Claire Herr watches that go over her head. Is she there to pick up the break? The wily Claire kicks it out, but it's still there. 3-1, still outside we come. First shot at goal looks like it's going to be coming in here from Emer McGrath, but that one just going to the left, right of the goal and wide. You could see there, Anne-Marie, straight away the conditions, if we're watching that umpire's white flag, very much tallying with the way that ball across the square held up. Conditions in favour of Inagh Kilnamona in this first half. Yeah, definitely. I think Emer McGrath will want to try and get on the scoreboard very early. She only got 1 point from play the last day, so I'd say she's going to try and settle into this game a little bit earlier. Fiona Lafferty trying to battle way over on the far side of the field. Long angle ball across into the corner, but once again just cut out there, and it's the Tipperary women who bring it clear. Now it's Campion, the corner forward, wearing the number 15 jersey, playing out here around the half forward line, but took a little bit too much out of that. Good work from Tierna Hegarty on that occasion. She took too much out of it. Referee right on the scene, and as I've always said, Anne-Marie, 90% of the time, and you know this particularly with Rory as well, 90% of the time when a referee is 5 or 10 yards away and he blows for something, you look up, you know, you've been spotted. It'd be very unusual now that Rory would only be 5 or 10 yards away. I say it's a little bit more than that, but I was literally No, he's always up at the play.
I was literally going to say Tierna Hegarty needs to be tight on Miriam Campion. She's a very experienced player, and you know she'll have to stay tight to her to get into this game.
First chance of the afternoon then for Aoibhinn Ryan, just lining this up. She's just beyond 65 metres out, striking it in towards the post. You can see there just dropping to the left and wide, and not an easy one, Emery, for a free taker to get into the groove.
No, right out around the 65, and as you said, that breeze is definitely going across to the far corner, so she'll need to watch that when she's taking her next freeze.
Amber Fire Prevention on the Dock Road in Limerick, our commentary sponsor, no doubt you'll spot Inagh Kilnamona manager Eugene Foodie driving around in that van as well. Lovely control from Andrea O'Keefe up to the 45 metre line. This would be a classy score from a classy player, but it's again just gone to the left and wide, but they'll be pleased, Anne-Marie. Good pressure on the puck out there.
Yeah, that's definitely what Andrea brings to the game, taking on the players, and I said at the start, if they keep doing that, they'll definitely get a return from it. But Caoimhe Burke is excellent at taking puck out. She's not the Tipperary goalkeeper for no reason.
Absolutely. Long angle ball out the far side, but again Fiona Lafferty reading it well and trying to drive it back down into that corner. Going out very, very close indeed to the sideline, trying to take her on inside. Good run, trying to get the space to get the shot away, just shuttling up the grip as she pulled inside.
Steps.
Referee spotted. There was too many steps taken on that occasion. It's going to be a free out, but an indication, Anne-Marie, you touched on it right from the start there. Taking on that Drom and Inch defence could reap those rewards, albeit Amy Keating took a little bit too much out of it.
Yeah, and look, Andy, I think is going to be calling for that. He's already 2 now in the first couple of minutes of the game, so they'll need to watch that taking on the steps if they're going to take it on the Drom and Inch.
Caoimhe Burke switching the point of attack up between Miriam Campion and Tierna Hegarty, but it's coming away with it. Wearing number 7 for Drom and Inch, Niamh Tracy, but she's been turned over. That is fantastic work outside there by the aforementioned Andrea O'Keefe. Ball very, very close to the sideline here, almost kept in play, but it goes out. It'll be a line ball for Inagh Kilnamona, and they'll be very pleased. Okay, no score on the board with a couple of minutes gone, but they'll be very, very pleased with the pressure that they've started with.
Yeah, and all the attack seems to be in the Drom and Inch backs at the moment, and Claire Command did well there to keep the pressure on Drom and Inch backs. But look, it's important that Inagh Kilnamona keep tackling and keep harassing back there to keep the ball up in this within the 45 for the first couple of minutes anyway.
Just coming up on 4 minutes played here. Line ball there from Andrea O'Keefe, but into a crowded area, but it's well won there. Aoife Keane picks it up, has the snap at the posts, and this one has crept inside the left hand upright, quick as a flash. Aoife Keane, we know what she can do. Lovely score, Anne-Marie, from the tightest of angles.
A lovely score, right? Yeah, as you said, from the right tight angle as it is, and that'll settle Aoife into the game to get on it now and keep attacking the Drom and Inch.
4 minutes played. It's an old school scoreboard here in Kilidi, but by God, it does its job. We know that there's 1 point on the board already for Inagh Kilnamona, the 2020 Clare senior champions. Emer McGrath on the far side of the field. Lovely support play there from her captain Aoife McGrath, coming forward with that red helmet and releases her down along the stand side, the far sideline again, coming up into the middle of the park, striking off the left. That looks to be accurate. That's a well worked score. Emer McGrath opening Drom and Inch's account on that occasion. It's gone straight between the posts, Anne-Marie, and you can see there fantastic support play.
Yeah, look, at Emer is a lot more on the ball now in this first few minutes than she was in the Tipperary final. I actually thought she might have caught it 3 times there, I'm not too sure, but she's on a lot more ball, and she'll be looking to keep tipping over the scores here for Drom and Inch.
Ever the umpire's eye watching out there, Anne-Marie, for any little indiscretion that you can be talking about at half time. A point apiece is how it stands, coming up on 5 minutes played here. Good jump in the middle of the park there by Claire Heher. What a year she's had, of course, the title with Banner Ladies under the belt already for her, and now she'll take this free, standing on her own 65 metre line, dropping it right into the danger zone in there towards Amy Keating. Just goes over her head on this occasion, but she does very well indeed to battle outside, getting good support there too from Danielle Griffin. Strong is the call from Eugene Foodie to try and get that ball clear, and it's strong as she brings it out to Andrea O'Keefe on the 45 metre line, dances to try and make the space. This ball holding up, you can see the breeze very much taking its toll on that occasion as it goes to the left and wide, but real pressure being put on the striker there.
Yeah, definitely, and a good recycling of the ball out, not a silly decision to take on the ball in there in the corner as Amy did the last time, and she got caught for step. She played it back out to Andrea. It was a much better play.
Campion the target for this puck out once more. Up goes the hurleys and the helmets, and it's Sinead Power who comes away with it. Sinead wearing those pink under sleeves here. It's a cold afternoon, but you won't be long warming up. Andrea O'Keefe has done that already. Good strike from 45 yards out. Again, it just tripped over, and there was a little bit of drama about that one because it just hit the top of the hurl there of Caoimhe Burke. work, and over the bars, 2 points to 1. Inagh Kilnamona lead. Could have been much better, but they'll be happy on the same.
Yeah, definitely, and third time lucky for Andrea, and I suppose it's important for her to get on the scoreboard, missing so much time this year that she's going to be a star for them today if she can get on this. But Cueva Burke was lucky there not to knock it into the back of the net.
Yeah, you can see her puck outs are landing right down on the opposition 65, so putting pressure straight away on the Inagh Kilnamona half back line, as every puck out becomes an attack starter nonetheless. But it's Claire Heher again driving clear, and that's fantastic. That was Leisha Ryan on that occasion, leaving the free now to Claire Heher to take. Good defending from Leisha Ryan, tigerish in the corner, and now Claire Heher will take this free, dropping it here down to the right hand wing over towards Andrea O'Keefe, but it's well cut out by the Drom defence, and it's Campion who pumps it right in towards the verge of the square. Again, you can see it holding up, but that's well read in the corner by Michelle Meskel, and Claire Heher again offering herself as the outlet, offering herself as the option, and now driving forward up towards the middle of the park. Hurley comes in there and she's dispossessed by Joanne Ryan. Good work from her as now the attack comes back down again towards the 21 metre line. Lovely little flick up there by Deirdre Dunn, took it out of her Hurley and giving it out to Michelle Woodlock, driving it into the corner, but once again as steady as ever in that full back line for Inagh Kilnamona is Sinead Quinn, out now towards Michelle Meskel, down the line, working it short to Aoife Keane, driving it across that angle ball, just trying to make a little run inside. Now can Claire Command come onto this? Was she fouled? Referee says play on. I have to say it looked as if Claire might have been fouled on that occasion, but it's been cleared away by Emer Cahill for Drom. A bit of a talking point there, Anne-Marie.
Yeah, look, when we talk about more physicality, I suppose there was a tangle of legs, but look, it would have been straight in for a goal, but Drom have done well there to clear the ball out.
And once again Claire Heher coming on with this innate ability just to know where the ball is going to break, driving it down the middle of the park. Sinead Power now battling away for this one, does well, but just didn't get the support and needs it to come now from Fiona Lafferty. Fiona's a judge to have found on that occasion. It's going to be a free in for Drom. Looking at the clock, we have just gone past the 8-minute marker thereabouts, and it's Inagh Kilnamona leading 2 points to 1. That could be level pegging so far, but they'll be pleased with the start. Emery, they were the team with the layoff.
Yeah, definitely, and look, Emer McGrath is a very accomplished free taker, and she's just around the 45 now. It seems to be play is very much down the centre, you know, everyone is kind of shoved in from the sidelines. I think if Inagh Kilnamona are going to exploit those backs, they need to keep the ball out as wide as possible and keep it away from Mairead Evanston. She had an outstanding game against Clonulty Rossmore last week, and she's going to enjoy sweeping up there.
Emer McGrath putting plenty distance and height on that one as it goes straight between the posts and over the bar. Level pegging, both scores for coming from Emer McGrath, a point from play and one from a free. The scores for Inagh Kilnamona, Andrea O'Keefe and Aoife Keane, 2 points apiece, coming up on 10 minutes play. Puck out from Rebecca Keating, but it's only straight into the waiting arms of Miriam Campion, who's more than happy to set up another Drom attack, and it's Deirdre Dunn who plays it into the corner in towards Michelle Woodlock. That one's dropping short. Well done Rebecca Keating, but she's been turned over. Oh, that's fantastic defending on her knees back there by Leisha Ryan, trying to get it away. That was that occasion Michelle Meskel, who put her body on the line, just dived in when the goal looked, and again the conditions, Anne-Marie, that ball dipped viciously as it came in towards Rebecca Keating. They got away with it on that occasion. Great defending too from Sinead Quinn, who's going to take the free, but a bit of a warning sign.
Yeah, and Evanston had just kind of tracked in right behind the backs, but Sinead Quinn did a massive dive across the field just across the goal just to stop it in time, but Inagh Kilnamona will have to watch Mairead tipping in around the back.
Absolutely. Well, as we mentioned, the ball dipped viciously there to Rebecca Keating, did what a goalkeeper should, I suppose, try to bring it out the side, but just it was a good perception as much as anything to try and bring it back in, but thankfully from an Inagh Kilnamona perspective got away with that one. Now it'll be a free on the far side of the field. It's going to be Claire Heher to take it, and you can see from the flags she's between the midfield and 65 as she comes to strike this one now in towards the edge of the square. Up they go for Amy Keating, trying to break it down, snapped up, recycled back around. Referee was right on the scene, even though Evian Ryan's shot went over the bar, it won't count. And you have to say, Anne-Marie, referee very, very much up at the play anyway.
Yeah, in fairness he is. He refs a lot of senior games in Clare and obviously on the national panel as well, but a silly mistake I suppose from Aoife Keane, but you get away with a couple of those in games, and if you're persistent on it, you need to be careful with that hand pass.
Game yet to open up into any real pattern as such, as both sides just kind of finding their way into Fiona Lafferty. Lovely improvisation there now to get Aoife Keane free. Aoife Keane with the long shot. This is going to drop short. The goalkeeper does well, but it comes to the ground again. Scrap going on right on the 21 metre line. Can O'Hurley come onto this? Why Kilnamona? No, breaking back out again, and good defending. Looked a little bit frontal there, I have to say, on her hands and knees, dropping it in. It's going to come back for the free. I suppose good refereeing allowed the advantage to accrue. It was very much a frontal challenge, though. I think nobody surprised that the free has come. Scares in both squares in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, definitely. But look, Drom and Inch won't mind that hasn't ended up in the back of the net. In fairness, he played an advantage on. It was good. I think Clare Command was in around there, but Cueva Burke did well to catch it. So look, a handy enough free now for Avian, even though I hope don't jinx it.
She's as you can see, yeah, well, she's on just the left hand side of the post, about 21 metres out, as you can see there on the screen, and the referee just going in, I think, to have a little chat with one of the umpires. Everything okay? Just the player tying the bootlace inside at the butt of the left hand post. Don't forget, on air on Clare FM later on this afternoon at 1:15, it's Ballygunner versus Ballyea in Cusack Park. Sill and Fergal Hegarty will be on commentary duty for that one. Free to be taken by Avian Ryan. 2 points apiece here in Kilidi. Inagh Kilnamona tied with Drom and Inch, and there was no commentator's curse of the kibosh, as Joe Gary tends to call it, from Anne-Marie on that occasion. 3 points to 2. Inagh Kilnamona leading. We were not too far off the water break.
It's an interesting game so far. No one really wants to give too much away, and I think they'll be happy just tip away with the frees and not let a goal in.
We have to remember that December is only a couple of days away, so that top of the ground hurling is gone. It's going to be all about gut and guile here in Kilidi. A brilliant pitch, in fairness, and it's dry. That's all you want. Bit of a breeze, but nothing much to talk about. We have plenty to talk about, though, as Deirdre Dunn and Leisha Ryan fight away for that ball in the corner, coming out to Fiona Lafferty back there, but it's still Deirdre Dunn looking to get it up. Fiona Lafferty looked as if she might have been fouled there, comes away with the ball, gets the hand pass across, and now Inagh Kilnamona can clear their lines with Claire Hare up along her own 21 metre line, shortens the grip. Hare to Keane, that's a fantastic combination for Inagh Kilnamona. Was that a push in the back? Referee says no. Aoife Keane gets up, wins the ball. Now was she fouled? Referee again says no. Now the ball has been touched on the ground. Could have been 2 fouls. Yeah. It's going to be a free in. With the physicality, Anne-Marie, we touched on it at the start, very much on show.
Yeah, definitely. It could have been a 50-50 either way, really, but it was interesting to see that a number of the Inagh Kilnamona forwards were nearly back on their full back line trying to help out there. Miriam Campion played out in the wing in the Tipperary final, and she's getting a good return here, but Tierna Hegarty managed to get in a great block on top of her.
It's going to be a free. The call comes from one of the Drom and Inch management down here. He's roaring about the square, but Emer McGrath will have eyes only for the post. She put plenty distance between herself and the Schlitter the last time. Let's see what she can do here. Smack bang in the middle of the park. Again gets a brilliant strike on that, and it's gone straight between the posts. This one just dropped over the crossbar, but she was middle of the park into quite a stiff breeze there. 3 points apiece and some excellent scores as well.
Yeah, look, it's interesting. Emer McGrath scored 2 frees now and a point. They'll be looking to get another couple of Drom and Inch players on that. They're not getting the run on that they did in the Tipperary final against Clonalty Rossmore, and they're finding it harder to get the goals now.
I would imagine as well. We're talking about extra time and result on the day. If things finish level, we're an awful long way away from that, but we'll get clarity on it for you. You could be getting value for your live stream here this afternoon. Getting value at the moment is Leisha Ryan, and again Claire Hare is the option. Looks up and delivers it long ball into the corner from Claire Hare on that occasion. Drops it down towards Clare Command, but she's bending her back trying to pick it up, but again that half back line for Drom and Inch doing very, very well indeed, and doing well on that occasion was a heavily strapped Mairead Evanston, and I suppose the toll of the last couple of weeks very much evident on that left leg.
Yeah, and she was strapped the last week as well and found it, I suppose, a little bit harder to move in the tip final, but she's having a good game here so far already today.
Ball just dropping in over the head there, just a little bit deception. In comes Sinead Power, just breaks it up, but nobody in a Inagh Kilnamona shirt to try and pick up on that break. A little half block down is just enough to get that ball away over the far side of the field. Well picked up on that occasion by Cathy Cunnan, who was doing well to break it up, but again look at that reading from Niamh Tracy. Lovely control on the hurley and drives it back from where it came down into the corner in towards Campion, but again Claire Hare goes up, already an early contender for player of the game. This lady, far side of the field, is Sinead Power, shortens the grip, puts it down along the line, just couldn't control it on the first occasion, and in the battle then to pick it up. Just those first little touches, Anne-Marie, just going astray a small bit.
Yeah, it's unusual now for Amy there, like it just kind of tipped in under her hurley and then she got caught pulling back Aoife McGrath's hurley, and she won't get much off Aoife McGrath now unless Aoife makes a slip or two. She needs to get in on top of this ball.
We're just gone past the 15-minute mark, so any break in play could signal the first water break here in Kilidi, but at the minute Inagh Kilnamona looking to get back into the Fiona Lafferty chopped down. Very definite action there from the referee to indicate what he spotted, and you can see it. She's just holding the hand, but Fiona Lafferty's a tough campaigner. She will shake that off, no doubt about that, and it'll be Claire Herr to take the free. Remember, it looks as if Inagh Kilnamona playing with the conditions. Claire just topped it. She'll make out it was a fantastic pass if it works out, and it has, because it's in the possession of Aoife Keane. Across we come here now to Andrea O'Keefe, 45 metres out from goal, looks up, tries to drop it into the danger zone, but again it's well read there by Evanston. She's almost playing that sweeper row, but Claire Command comes inside. Can she pick that one up? No, yet again it's dropping to the ground, trying to battle away for it there. Danielle Griffin is inside. That scrum developing. Let's see what way it's going to come. It's going to come the way of the Drom defenders coming out with it here on this near side of the field. They're turning over everything that's breaking down in that half-back line just at the moment. Up they go again. Claire Herr battling away, trying to get free. Referee, and just a little bit of after us perhaps there. Claire just saying, yeah, he's going to just send them off for the water break, and maybe at the right time just to cool things down, shall we say. Our scoreboard tells us 3 points apiece. Our timer tells us in around 16 minutes gone, and Marie, we've had plenty to talk about.
Yeah, look, and it does just for Claire Command. She's been excellent there at centre back for Inagh Kilnamona, and you know they need to watch her. Drom and Inch need to be watching her, getting clearing ball out as far as Aoife Keane. There's a lot going on here between Aoife Keane and Andrea O'Keefe as well, but the return just isn't coming from the inside line. Claire Command is getting on a lot of ball, but Emer Cahill there, she had a massive dive onto the ball, and really a saving one, because otherwise it was going to be Claire Command and Cueva Burke facing each other down. But Drom and Inch, they'll be happy. You know, I know they've got 2 from frees already, and Emer McGrath a point as well. But look, Aoife Keane has a point, Avian Ryan has a free, and Andy has another point. So they need to get those players back on the ball a bit more here and get a few points. I think Drom and Inch aren't even barely taking on water here. They're getting back out straight away and looking to try and get into the game again. Andy won't be long bringing them out straight away.
Yeah, he's just telling them to come back out. You can probably see there on the screens things have got a little bit greyer and a little bit more overcast. I'd say a shower of rain isn't too far away, which will certainly have an impact here on the pitch and maybe on proceedings as well. But just one point, Anne-Marie, you look at every time the ball is played in around that Inagh Kilnamona half forward line, it's getting mopped up by Drom and Inch. They're crowding that particular area and just choking the supply line. And
they seem to be dropping back a little bit more to help out Mairead Evanston. And look, Inagh Kilnamona are going to have to bypass that if they're going to do anything. Fiona Lafferty on the ball, that's the job, get it in there.
But once again it's going up for Evanston, ball breaking down, and again it just looks, it's almost like they have the extra defender back there just placed perfectly as Maureen Ryan drives that ball down the far side of the field. The rain we're talking about has just arrived here in Killeen. It's a misty old rain, almost going sideways, the ball going out over the sideline. It'll be a line ball for Inagh Kilnamona, and it's going to be taken by Sinead Power. Conditions just becoming that little bit more difficult, but with the tie show over, the weather gods aren't on your side in terms of hurling or football at this particular time of the year, and we've plenty of it to come in the next couple of weeks as well. Hopefully from a Scariff Gunlow point of view, a long Munster Championship campaign to come over the coming weeks as well. At the minute though, it's the 2020 title that is on the line, and once again Drom and Inch turning it over on the far side of the field. That has gone out over the line. It's going to be a line ball for Drom and Inch, and I think one thing we can safely say, Anne-Marie, here is if we get anything close to a double figure tally in terms of scoring, we'll be quite close to looking at a winner.
Yeah, definitely. Look, and Drom and Inch Baxter are brilliant. Maria Connolly, you know, held it up enough to get the ball into her hand. I suppose the Inagh Kilnamona players weren't quick enough to get in and help Danielle Griffin. They'll have to work on that, because you know they're not going to get a return from out there in the corner.
Line ball taken once again, but good pressure put on. Now that's a little bit better from Inagh Kilnamona. Good work from Power, turning it over. Sinead Lafferty comes in, trying to break that ball to the ground. It's going to be all about that bit of gut and guile, as we mentioned. But once again, coming out with it is Evanston, and she plays it out the near side here to Niamh Long. But again, the little hurley comes in. That's great pressure. That's the intensity Inagh Kilnamona need to bring to this. But again, Drom and Inch in that half back line, very much dominant. Clearance not going all that far now, but it's still going to be driving down the far side of the field. It's Niamh Tracy right down the heart of that Inagh Kilnamona defence, and she's still going up towards the 21 metre line, gets the hand pass across, hurleys all come in, the shot flashes there from Michelle Woodlock, and it goes straight between the posts, and in the blink of an eye, Drom and Inch turning defence to attack. It was Michelle Woodlock with the finish, but it was all about the run there from Niamh Tracy, the veritable Red Sea part of the Marine. She made the most of it.
She made a great run through the middle there, Niamh Tracy, and I suppose it was important for Michelle Woodlock to move off her, and a massive gap opened up. You know, a goal could have been on as well if she kept going, but look, a point is better than nothing for Drom and Inch.
4 points to 3. It's Drom and Inch leading, but it's Inagh Kilnamona in possession. Surely that was a free. Yes, no, it was as physical all as it gets. There's still frees to be given, and it was in fairness well spotted by the match referee outside there, and it's going to be a chance once again for Aoibhinn Ryan on the far side of the field. And directions coming down here in front of us from our manager of Inagh Kilnamona, and of course our sponsor as well, Amber Fire Prevention Services on the Dock Road in Limerick. Frees to take it. It's going to go long. Bit of afters going on and befores as well, if you want to call it that, but it's Evanston who picks that up, tries to clear, but only into the direction of Andrea O'Keefe. Now she's up towards the 21 metre line, but the stick comes in again from Tracy. She's been very influential in that half back line for Drom and Inch on that occasion. Power gets to Hurley in, coming out here in Drom and Inch, once again turning over those little breaks, just all going their way, and now they're going to try and create the overlap as Campion tries to go cross field with that, dropping it down in the direction there of the corner forward who just scored a couple of minutes ago, Michelle Woodlock. She's turned it over once more, and now Drom and Inch have a chance to break here, but Claire Heger turns that over again on her own 21 metre line and looks up and has Tierna Hegarty there for company. Tierna does well, drives it down the field, but again you can see in around that middle third it's just all Drom and Inch at the moment, and it's Miriam Campion with the shot, but this one's going to trail to the right and wide. Not the best use of possession, but middle third, Anne-Marie, it's often that battlefield, and at the moment it's all green and red.
Yeah, and definitely the Inagh Kilnamona half back line had dropped back there to help the full back line, and that's how Miriam Campion was free out here. And if they don't watch her, that was a poor miss by her, to be fair, of her calibre, but there is a savage breeze going across the field, so she needs to watch and hit for this near post. But Drom and Inch are getting a little bit more return on their run at Inagh Kilnamona and playing the ball back. Inagh Kilnamona don't seem to be getting as much when they're going in near the full forward line of Drom and Inch, and they're going to have to work on this.
Well, the referee is just having a conversation there with one of his umpires. I think it's relating to the incident when the free was being taken there on that last occasion. Yeah, the two number 8s did come together. I could see him, the hand up there to the headphone. It was hardly Mike Gardner he was listening to, although I wouldn't blame him listening to the King of Country. It was very much his umpire that he was consulting with. So that's good officiating, good communication between the officials. He's given a good old lecture there, and the people in the stand here are getting a little bit impatient. They don't want to be standing out in the cold too long, maybe, but wait and see. Rebecca Keating is going to take the puck out, and there's times you wouldn't miss the crowds from that, as I have to say, but they are back, thankfully, for however long it will last. Fantastic take from Miriam Campion, drives that ball cross field, but it's well read by the Inagh Kilnamona defence. Looked to be a late hit there on Michelle Meskel. She got the ball away to Sinead Power. Will the referee bring it back? No, he'll allow the play to go on as Inagh Kilnamona builds. Now Claire Eyre is coming through. Can she do what Niamh Tracy did a couple of moments ago? Tries to get the hand pass away. It's half blocked out. The pressure comes on. A high tackle now. I think in fairness to Eamon Murray on that occasion, it was just it was. Look, it was a tackle of circumstance, shall we call it. There was no malice in that. That was just timing issues, I think.
No, I don't think so. I mean, they both went for the ball. I think Eamon McGrath's hand got stuck around Fiona Lafferty's neck, but it was a pure accident. I mean, if she went together, you'd nearly know about it. Eamon McGrath's been around long enough, but there was nothing in that. No malice in it. But a yellow card is fair enough.
Yeah, well, once again, the crowd not overly happy about that, but I don't think they're going to influence the referee on that occasion. As we mentioned, it did merit a yellow. It was careless rather than reckless, I think, is the term you put on it, but just receiving a little bit of attention out there on the far side of the field. But a big chance when all this breaks down, Anne-Marie, for Aoibhinn Ryan now, if they can get back on level peg and stay in this game, because there's no doubt those conditions are playing a part.
Yeah, look, and it's good to see Fiona Lafferty back up, because I suppose she's been marred with a couple of injuries throughout the Clare campaign, but Fiona's been around a while. She's well able for that. Fiona's after giving him a bit of a speech as well, so she needs to stop now and keep her mouth shut, because he'll be on her case now for the rest of the game. Yeah, well, the teachers will always have plenty to say. I don't think Anne-Marie will disagree with that either. But, it was the yellow card was picked up. You're getting two commentaries for the price of one here actually this afternoon, so you can be very, very pleased with that. Let's see, Aoibhinn Ryan has the free about 45 metres out from the goal. Her side trailing 4 points to 3. That one is dropping in straight between the post, and has our second co-commentator anything to say about that? No, he's gone quiet there for a while. It's a second free for Aoibhinn Ryan. It's entertaining on and off the field. Yeah, as you said, you missed the crowds and you missed the crack. I was at a junior C hurling match yesterday, and by God, the crack was mighty. You'd miss it.
You wouldn't see that kind of a catch in a junior senior hurling game. As off goes Andrea O'Keefe, gets the hand pass away. Little bit of momentum now. Maybe Inagh Kilnamona fired up by that challenge on Fiona Lafferty. Back to Andrea O'Keefe. She strikes it towards the post, but again you could see it. The minute Anne-Marie got up to where the wind makes a difference, it whipped it off to the left and wide. It stays 4 points apiece. Looking at our clock, we've 24 minutes played.
Yeah, look, and that breeze had a big part to play on that. You know, it's going right over from right to left to the post, and Andy's had 3 wides now. You know, they need to be getting them over.
Certainly do. It's Joanne Ryan on that occasion. The far side just trying to bring it in here to the centre, battling away there. Those little scraps, those little scrums, the rucks that'll all develop. It's just who can pick it up and then who will have the overlap to run. And it's Aoibhinn Ryan back there picking it up, coming forward now up towards the 65 metre line. Tries to flick it back, gets the call there from Aoife Keane, who does well to turn inside. Referee just allowing the play to continue at the moment. Sinead Power has it up now, flicks it up into the hand, looks outside. Aoibhinn Ryan is there as the option once more. They're stacking up on the far side of the field, and we look back here to our right hand side. Who can we spot? It's Mairead Evanston just sitting back in the pocket, and it's certainly something that in the morning now have to come up, Anne-Marie, with a different way of doing things, because when they just slow things down, you can see Mairead Evanston just sitting back into the pocket, and it's just protecting all around her.
And they're not Inagh Kilnamona aren't helping themselves by passing the ball between maybe a 15-20 metre yard distance between them, and it's given time for Drom and Inch to get in around them, so they need to start distributing the ball quickly. You know, there's too much messing going on there, and it gave time for Mairead Evanston to sit back in the pocket, and I have no doubt if Aoibhinn hit it, Mairead would have mopped it up anyway. So, you know, they need to get the ball and hit it directly in and try and exploit that inside.
I mean, you mentioned in the build-up to the game as well that direct approach is something that you felt Clonalty got some bit of a return from, and you felt the game kind of turned in the third quarter when they actually stopped.
Yeah, and Sarah Friday had come back from Dubai for Clonalty Rossmore, and she was well able to take on Aoife McGrath there in the backs for Drom and Inch, but having said that, they weren't doing enough of that for maybe the whole lot of the game. They really got onto it, and they got 3 or 4 points out of that return, and I think Inagh Kilnamona need to do that now, because I think Clonalty Rossmore will be kicking themselves when they look back in the video that they didn't try and take on the Drom and Inch backs more, because Mairead Evanston is just sitting there now waiting for the ball to be hit into her, and she's going to clean it up and distribute it again. And
I mean, if you're Mairead Evanston and you're carrying an injury, it's the exact kind of position you want to be playing, because you know you're only going left and right. You're not tracking someone, you're tracking space, and it's an awful lot easier to do.
Inagh Kilnamona would do well to bring out maybe someone from inside and actually mark Mairead Evanston and just go over and back the field and pull her out of that position.
Long free again coming in from McGrady, so batted out from underneath the crossbar, and well gathered there by Michelle Meskel. Perceptive play from the corner back, and it's gone out to the right and wide, and you have to say the sharp wits there of Michelle Meskel and Marie, potentially, you know, a big moment.
Yeah, definitely. Sinead Quinn got a good bat out where Michelle was on the ball to clear it out to the sideline, and lucky to get a wide ball out of it, but Inagh Kilnamona need to be careful of those dropping balls.
Rebecca Keating with the puck out, dropping it down towards the mid of the park again. Aoife Keane takes it at the second time of asking and drives forward. A hand is up for the advantage, and the referee will bring the play back, and it's going to be Aoibhinn Ryan to leave it to Claire Hare. And now you can see those green and gold jerseys starting to flood forward in towards that 21 metre line. This one just shy of the 65 for Claire Hare, and again she's going to leave it down again, and instead it's going to be struck by Amy Keating. Now we'll just see where this one is going to go. Breeze in her face, it's going to drop, I'd imagine, in around the 21. So once again, it's all about who's going to react quickest to this breaking ball. Hopefully Amy Keating proves me wrong, but it's going to drop high and just right down onto that 21 metre line. Again, Aoife Keane now picks it up. Aoife picks it up, but just lost her footing as she went to strike that one. Danielle Griffin just couldn't get onto it. The ball is cleared out towards the sideline, but it is picked up there by Lafferty. Lovely ball into Aoibhinn Ryan, stands to strike, drops that one in. It's taken well under the crossbar. That's great goalkeeping, lovely composed goalkeeping too by Caoimhe Burke, is not only taking the ball down, but a lovely controlled clearance as well as Drom and Inch now come clear. Once again, it is Emer McGrath driving it in towards the 21 metre line on the Inagh Kilnamona defence. It breaks down, that ruck develops once again. It's all about who can win this ball. Claire Hare trying to do just that. Kierna Hegarty's inside around there too. It's Michelle Meskel who brings it clear, shortens up the grip, gets it out here towards Lafferty, far side of the field. Great old battle going on there between herself and Aoife McGrath, but it's McGrath who wins it, who turns it over and drives it back in to the Drom and Inch. Lovely little ball to hand. Now she got a goal in the county final. Are we looking at another? Just flashes it over the post from Joanne Ryan. That one was destined for the top right hand corner. She found the space inside. It was almost DJ Carey-esque. How often do we see the Dodger with that kind of a finish to the top right hand corner? But it just cleared the crossbar. But it's another score for Drom and Inch. But I suppose from an Kilnamona perspective, Anne-Marie, the space appeared far too easy.
Yeah, I suppose she just slipped at the wrong time, but a terrible miss on, I suppose, the Drom and Inch side. That was a goal on straight away and would have settled things a bit more for them.
5 points to 4. It is now Drom and Inch gone in front, and we're approaching the half-time whistle. They're trying to finish this first half with a bit of a flourish, and it's a lovely little jink around there by Deirdre Dunn. Now she's got the player over. That player is wearing number 9. It's Niamh Long. Gets it back outside here towards Michelle Woodlock. A point for her already. You can make that 2, and in the blink of an eye, Drom and Inch have gone 2 points clear. And in fairness, Anne-Marie, on the balance of play and what we've seen, it's not a lead that they're not entitled to.
No, definitely not. But they're doing exactly what Inagh Kilnamona should be doing to the Drom and Inch backs, and they've taken them on there. And each time they've got 2 scores straight out of it. So that's given Drom and Inch a good return of play. But Inagh Kilnamona need to tighten up back there.
Yeah, a lot of the clearances just seem to kind of aimless. Not really going anywhere, and kind of just maybe hitting the ball for the sake of getting rid of it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that the Inagh Kilnamona backs here need to settle down. Claire was kind of caught out of position there a few minutes ago. She needs to track back and settle things back there and start dictating what's going on. But Drom and Inch did well there, taking on the Inagh Kilnamona backs. And as I said, if Inagh Kilnamona did that up here, they might get a bit of a return out of it. But they're deserving of 2 points of a lead so far.
Is it a case, Anne-Marie, that maybe in the second half conditions will dictate that maybe Inagh Kilnamona will have to change that kind of approach?
Yeah, definitely, but I have a feeling they probably would have started with that, trying to take on the backs. It was very evident from the Tipperary final that's what Clonalty Rossmore should have been doing, so I think that Inagh probably would have started here today doing that. But Danielle Griffin isn't getting on enough ball out there. Andy has gone in now to the full forward line to try and see would they get the ball into her and get a goal, but it's just not returning enough for Inagh Kilnamona at the moment.
And doing all that while tracking back Mairead Everson, just able to read the play and able to get back and try and get the possession and fouled on that occasion. She was going nowhere out in the far corner. Claire Command guilty of, and that just saw all those little frees when you're chasing the game sometimes, and you can always feel like just sucking the life out of this one.
Yeah, silly free. There was no need for that because she wasn't going anywhere, and Claire Command was kind of holding up the play until someone came in around her. So it's just a needless thing to give away, especially when you're up that side of the field.
We'll be heading towards the half-time break very, very shortly indeed, and there indeed goes the half-time whistle from our match referee. It is Drom and Inch leading Anne-Marie 6 points to 4 in 30 seconds to sum up that first half.
There's definitely a lot of food for thought for both sides. I suppose a number of missed opportunities, but I think Inagh Kilnamona will be missing 3 wides, 4 wides I suppose, that could have been really scoreable frees, but the breeze is making the game a little bit more difficult for the forwards. But I think Drom and Inch are doing well with sitting Mairead Everson back there, and Inagh Kilnamona are going to have to sit someone on her because she's having a field day back in centre back. But Drom and Inch are deserving of their 2 points victory going into half time.
6 points to 4. It's Drom and Inch leading Inagh Kilnamona in this 2020 Munster Club Camogie final. Don't go anywhere. We will show you some of the highlights of that opening half. Second half commentary to come.
Companies across Ireland are opening back up. And now, more than ever, businesses across the island need our support. At Amber Fire Protection Limited, our focus is on sharing our decades of experience in the fire protection industry. Experience that can help your business.
4 minutes played here. A line ball there from Andrea O'Keefe, but it's into a crowded area. But it's well won there. Aoife Keane picks it up, has the snap at the posts, and this one has crept inside the left hand forward with that red helmet and releases her down along the stand side, the far sideline again, coming up into the middle of the park, striking off the left. That looks to be accurate. That's a well worked score. Emer McGrath in the afternoon, but she won't be long warming up. Andrea O'Keefe has done that already. Good strike from 45 yards out. Again, it just drifts over, and there was a little bit of drama about that one.
Last week, and she's going to enjoy sweeping up there.
Emer McGrath putting plenty distance and height on that one as it goes straight between the posts and over the bar. Level pegging both scores for it coming from Emer McGrath. Right on the 21 metre line. Can O'Hurley come onto this one? Kilnamona, no. Breaking back out again, and good defending. Looked a little bit frontal there, I have to say. On her hands and knees, dropping it in. It's going to come back for the free. Will be on commentary duty for that one. Free to be taken by Aoibhinn Ryan. 2 points apiece here in Kilnamona. Inagh Kilnamona tied with Drom an inch, and there was no commentator's curse. And the Schlitter the last time. Let's see what she can do here. Smack bang in the middle of the park. Again gets a brilliant strike on that, and it's gone straight between the posts. This one just dropped over the crossbar. Now Claire Ayres coming through. Can she do what Eve Tracy did a couple of moments ago? Tries to get the hand pass away. It's half blocked out. The pressure comes on, a high tackle. You can be very, very pleased with that. Let's see, Aoibhinn Ryan has the free about 45 metres out from the goal. Her side trailing 4 points to 3. That one is dropping in.
Maybe someone from inside and actually mark Mairead Everson and just go over and back the field and pull her out of that position.
Long free again coming in from McGrady. So batted out from underneath the crossbar and well gathered there. He's back in to the Drom an inch. Lovely little ball to hand. Now she got a goal in the county final. Are we looking at another? Just flashes it over the post from Joanne Ryan. Lovely little jink around there by Deirdre Dunn. Now she's got the player over. That player is wearing number 9. It's Niamh Long. Gets it back outside here towards Michelle Woodlock. A point for her already. You can make that 2. And in the 4 minutes played here. A line ball there from Andrea O'Keefe, but it's into a crowded area. But it's well won there. Aoife Keane picks it up, has the snap at the posts, and this one has crept inside the left hand forward with that red helmet and releases her down along the stand side, the far sideline again, coming up into the middle of the park, striking off the left. That looks to be accurate. That's a well worked score. Emer McGrath in the afternoon, but she won't be long warming up. Andrea O'Keefe has done that already. Good strike from 45 yards out. Again, it just drifts over, and there was a little bit of drama about that one.
Last week, and she's going to enjoy sweeping up there.
Emer McGrath putting plenty distance and height on that one as it goes straight between the posts and over the bar. Level pegging both scores for it coming from Emer McGrath. Right on the 21 metre line. Can O'Hurley come onto this one? Kilnamona, no. Breaking back out again, and good defending. Looked a little bit frontal there, I have to say. On her hands and knees, dropping it in. It's going to come back for the free. Will be on commentary duty for that one. Free to be taken by Aoibhinn Ryan. 2 points apiece here in Kilnamona. Inagh Kilnamona tied with Drom an inch, and there was no commentator's curse. And the Schlitter the last time. Let's see what she can do here. Smack bang in the middle of the park. Again gets a brilliant strike on that, and it's gone straight between the posts. This one just dropped over the crossbar. Now Claire Ayres coming through. Can she do what Eve Tracy did a couple of moments ago? Tries to get the hand pass away. It's half blocked out. The pressure comes on, a high tackle. You can be very, very pleased with that. Let's see, Aoibhinn Ryan has the free about 45 metres out from the goal. Her side trailing 4 points to 3. That one is dropping in.
Maybe someone from inside and actually mark Mairead Everson and just go over and back the field and pull her out of that position.
Long free again coming in from McGrady. So batted out from underneath the crossbar and well gathered there. He's back in to the Drom an inch. Lovely little ball to hand. Now she got a goal in the county final. Are we looking at another? Just flashes it over the post from Joanne Ryan. Lovely little jink around there by Deirdre Dunn. Now she's got the player over. That player is wearing number 9. It's Niamh Long. Gets it back outside here towards Michelle Woodlock. A point for her already. You can make that 2. And in the
companies across Ireland are opening back up. And now, more than ever, businesses across the island need our support. At Amber Fire Protection Limited, our focus is on sharing our decades of experience in the fire protection industry. Experience that can help your business.
A little jink around there by Deirdre Dunn. Now she's got the player over. That player is wearing number 9. It's Niamh Long. Gets it back outside here towards Michelle Woodlock. A point for her already. You can make that 2. And in the
Companies across Ireland are opening back up. And now, more than ever, businesses across the island need our support. At Amber Fire Protection Limited, our focus is on sharing our decades of experience in the fire protection industry, experience that can help your business.
You can make that 2. And in the
Companies across Ireland are opening back up.
Welcome back to
and now,
here
more than ever, businesses across the island.
She's got the player over. That player is wearing number 9. So in the second half, about to get back underway. It's Drom leading by 6 points to 4. Don't think there was any changes at half time on either side. And Marie's going to scan around and have a look, but I don't think there was.
Can't see much.
We can see what we can see, Marie, though, down in front of us here, along this sideline in particular, is those flags are blowing very much in favour of Drom. The breeze has picked up a little bit. It's a little bit stormier overhead, so I mean that's going to be in their favour now this second half.
Yeah, definitely the breeze has definitely picked up. Now I suppose it's going right across the field and then down towards the right hand corner, but I suppose either team is want to get off to a good start here. I think that in the first 15 minutes Drom should probably try and settle things down and maybe get another point or 2, and that's it.
Yeah, this could be the quarter that decides how this one turns out. If Inagh Kilnamona can get back into it, it would tell an awful lot. Fiona Lafferty going right through the centre. Lovely control from Aoife Keane to the 45 metre line. Back to Sinead Power. First strike for her. It's going to drop short. It's going to be tried to contest it. Claire Kaman is inside around there. Anytime she's there, there's a little flash of danger. She gets it back to Aoibhinn Ryan. Now along the inline she comes, trying to make the angle. Flicks it back here towards Danielle Griffin. Can she get the shot away? Swings over the shoulder. Goes to the right and wide. All very promising, Anne-Marie, until the finish.
Great defence though by Drom, crowd and everything out there, and too much passing probably from Inagh Kilnamona. Maybe there was an opportunity by Sinead Power to put it over the bar straight away, but Inagh Kilnamona will need to start building on that. A great run by Fiona Lafferty.
Challenge now is to try and keep that ball in that danger zone, and the first puck out from Caoimhe Burke reached well past the halfway line, but was out over the sideline on the far side of the field, and Tierna Hegarty just leaving this one down now for Sinead Power to trot across to take it. You just get the feeling now everything Inagh Kilnamona do just has to be done that little bit sharper, with that little bit more pace as well, and just try and get back into this game. Only those 2 points down, but we said it at the start, Anne-Marie, scores are going to be very much at a premium. It's all about grinding this one out.
Yeah, definitely grinding this out. There seems to be an awful gap here in the Inagh Kilnamona backline, so I think Claire Herr needs to sit back and watch this.
At the moment she's battling away inside in that ruck, so too is Fiona Lafferty. Goes down on her knees. Claire Herr goes down on the ball, gets it up, flicks it out here to the far side to Andrea O'Keefe. She looks up, tries to place the ball into the corner, but Danielle Griffin was just a little bit too far out, and it's Maria Connolly who goes back to picks it up, but she's under pressure. Claire Kaman got half a block on that, but the ball still went away, still went into the direction here of Eamon McGrath. Aoife Keane does very well to get in between 2 of them there on that occasion. You can hear a hurley clashing. The Inagh Kilnamona lads are battling away for this one, for that free, here in the stand, but it's Danielle Griffin who puts it into the middle to Aoibhinn Ryan. Another brilliant block down there by Eva, in the back line there by Mairead Evanston to turn that ball over, and coming clear with it now is the number 7 Niamh Tracy. Drives it down. You can see the strength of that breeze, dropping it down towards the 21 metre line. It's Anne Evanston inside, battling away for this one, trying to pick that ball up. The Evanstons are very much part of this Drom story.
They're lining up outside.
Are they for the Glockmore hurlers as well, but the referee has just spotted something inside there. I think he's going to throw the ball in. And maybe a little bit of a let-off on that occasion, as it looked as if Drom might be coming in to create that goal-scoring chance. Claire Herr has been rock solid in this Inagh Kilnamona defence right throughout. Sinead Power trying to beat that ball before the sideline and does very well. Can she hold on to it, gets the flick across and does very well indeed to try and pick that one up, but the referee says that the game can play on, and it's battling away over there. Still very, very close to the sideline, all on the hands and knees. Ryan comes away with it, gets it into the centre. Tierna Hegarty does well, gets it in now towards Fiona Lafferty. Now she goes off on the run. She has the overlap. Andrea O'Keefe on her left hand side. That's where she's trying to place that ball. Andrea's going to have to work for this one. Ball just holds up. She's going to have to get it up at the second time of asking, but doesn't. And the third time, Drom defence say, you had your chance, we're going to clear it away down this near side. It's going to be Cathy Cullen battling away there, so too Lafferty. But again, Drom, the little bit of intensity has picked up now. You can really start to feel it. Claire Herr goes back, felt that the ball was going to break behind her, tried to ground hurl it away, but couldn't get it as the ball was once again picked up on the 45 metre line, trying to get it up there to Alicia Ryan. all just has to be that little bit sharper, as we mentioned, as the ball squirts clear, but it's Drom Lynch who have it through Michelle Woodlock. 2 points for her in the first half. A lovely angle ball from Miriam Campion looking for Anne Evanston. These two combined to deadly effect in the county final. Evanston puts the ball across. Big danger moment here, but Claire Heher reads it like a book, and she reads it like a book that she was the one that wrote. She knew it so well. Good clearance out here towards Fiona Lafferty. A hurley goes missing. Aoife Keane has the sliotar, trying to break clear, does well to get away from Aoife McGrath. The two Aoifes battle, and the little half hook on Aoife Keane there gets the ball away. But again, Inagh Kilnamona will look back at these little half chances that they were just that little bit sloppy with. No sloppiness there by Fiona Lafferty. She blocks on Miriam Campion. In it comes here once more to Emer McGrath. Long angle ball right the way across in towards the corner where Joanne Ryan is working, and it's Alicia Ryan trying to pick her up. Ryan over the shoulder has the strike at the post. It's dropping in, and it's gone between the post. That's a big score, Anne-Marie. Not just on the scoreboard, but that signals the end of that mad passage of play where there was chances wasted on both sides.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to start off for a few minutes. I thought there was going to be both sides would try and settle into the second half, but started at blistering pace, and chances at both sides of the field. And Inagh Kilnamona will rue not getting a point there through Andrea O'Keefe, but absolutely outstanding point there by Drom Lynch.
Just twice, and when they are your own mistakes, like you look back at them, you see there Andrea O'Keefe having 2 or 3 times to try and pick the ball up. The space you had is suddenly swallowed up, and it becomes that bit harder. And
especially not in this time of year, you don't have that much time. The ball is sticking on the ground. You need to rise the first time and get on it.
Danielle Griffin has managed to do just that, but once again just takes that little half second out of it and gives the time for the Drom Lynch defence to come in. Looking out for it there now too is Amy Keating, just all a little bit scrappy on the far side of the field, but again the Drom Lynch defence standing firm and coming away with it is the fullback Maureen Ryan on the far side of the field in towards Niamh Tracy, who has been very influential. Those runs from deep, lovely little flick over the head. Touch of Podge Collins about that one as she comes in, and it was agricultural enough then to try and move it up the other third of the field, but it was very effective. She continues to run, but continuing her run too was Tierna Hegarty getting that ball in, but Tracy wins it back. In now comes towards Leah Long, but she's turned over. Good work outside by Cathy Cullen on that occasion. If Fiona Lafferty's inside trying to pick up that break, trying to win it, and the referee eventually says that's right, you're free out for Inagh Kilnamona. 7 points to 4, Drom Lynch leading, and scores now, Anne-Marie, for the Clare champions of 2020 is becoming a real must.
Yeah, it's becoming a problem for them, but Aoife Ryan the ball now surely put it over the bar.
And Aoife Ryan take this chance, looking at the post. Again, you look back, you're 45 yards out, there's nobody on you. Decision making, all that just not probably where it should be at the moment.
Yeah, that's an easy enough point now for Aoife, though, to be fair, but the breeze is blowing straight across the field. They need to be aiming for this left hand post, but backs on both sides are doing very well here. They're crowding in on everyone, but these points are going to be a problem when you look at Emer McGrath on the Drom Lynch team, and they're trying to get Anne Evanston inside. They're on her own trying to go for a goal. The Inagh Kilnamona need to watch this.
Tierna Hegarty and Miriam Camping having a right hold battle over on the far side. Andrea O'Keefe comes in to try and help out, and she's the one that gets the ball up and drives it right down the field again. Now it's a chance for Inagh Kilnamona to create that overlap as Danielle Griffin comes in to try and pick this up. Where's the support play coming? Danielle has it, striking it off the left. If she puts this one over, it's going to be a big score, but once again it goes to the right and wide, and all these little chances, they're all going to just be little momentum suckers and little killers like that.
Yeah, they'd only be 2 points down now at the moment if they had put that over the bar, and as you said, a momentum killer. Inagh Kilnamona need to get a score on the board here fairly lively to keep in this game.
Eugene Foodie and the Canada team have just confirmed that they're going to be making a substitution very shortly
Helen
indeed.
Heher,
Helen Heher. It looks as if she's going to be coming onto the field to join Clare on the pitch as well, as we look at Fiona Lafferty driving this one back down, but again who's there? It is Maureen Evanston bringing it clear. Niamh Long battling away for it there. Now in goes Lafferty again. She's been in plenty of battles before. She'll know exactly what's going to be needed in this third quarter. Aoife Keane is there too. The referee is looking right at it, and he says the only thing to do here, I think, is to throw the ball in. There was a bit of a slap in there, I think, on Emer McGrath on a cold day like this. My hands are cold enough here in the stand not to talk of getting a wrap of I don't know if it's a Torpy bamboo or what's down there, but to get that on the knuckles wouldn't be nice anyway. So we'll just look down this left hand side, and it's Helen Heher that's going to be coming in, the recently returned from down under, if I'm not mistaken. Helen
Claire
Heher.
Command, I'd say.
She's going to be coming on, and let's just see, is it Claire Command that's making way? Yeah, exactly. So it's Helen Heher there for Kilnamona on the Inagh Kilnamona team as they look to change things up in that inside line. But you get the feeling, Emery, like these half-targeted shots from 45, 50 yards in that breeze, like they're not the option now. You have to be pinging it low and then try and create the overlap again with the give and go inside.
Yeah, look, and I think when you look across the Inagh Kilnamona at the full forward line there, 1 or 3 maybe could come off, you know, they're getting enough for a return of that. I suppose it's easy to look at the Inagh Kilnamona full forward line and just pick any of them, but you know, if the ball isn't going in, you're not getting enough for a return of it. Someone has to make way.
Siobhan McGrath has come on for Drom. She was named to start, and I think going off is Niamh Lunn, if I'm not mistaken, so that's a change as well for the Tipperary champions. Andrea O'Keefe on her knees now trying to pick this up. Helen Hare with her first involvement coming in there too as Aoife McKean. You can just see it's lifting a little bit now, and Helen Hare gets that ball away, one-handed flick, the brick flick out here towards Fiona Lafferty, dancing and turning around inside, shortening up the grip. Lafferty with the strike, and again you can hear the collective groan away to our left hand side from the Inagh Kilnamona supporters. 3 wides in a row, and Marie, that could have, you know, tied up this game.
Yeah, poor. I suppose they're going to have to start carrying the ball in more to try and get this point on the board and try and get a bit of security back on the game. They don't want Drom running away from it here.
Not to use a cliche, but our commentary sponsor is Amber Fire Prevention Services. There's fires all over the field to be put out for Inagh Kilnamona at the moment. And Sinead Power's ball drops short. Maybe this is the start of it. It's a half shot inside from Amy Keating that was just half blocked down. Referee spotted. And you can see Amy Keating's reaction inside Emery. She used the hands on the helmet. She knew that was a big moment.
A big moment for Inagh Kilnamona and for Amy Keating, but absolutely outstanding back play. You know, she threw her body on the line there for Drom. She's barely able to walk at the moment. She got the full blow of Amy Keating's hurley right across her legs, but a missed opportunity for Inagh Kilnamona.
It's still 7 points to 4. Drom leading as you see another player going down. We'll just have a quick look at our time check. It's exactly 10 minutes and 10 seconds gone here in the second half. 5 minutes plus whatever to go to the water break. 7 points to 4. It's Drom leading. If you just check the actual time, 25 past 1, so Ballyea versus Ballygunner should be underway in Cusack Park, and you can watch this on your YouTube and turn on Sid and the lads on commentary if you want, or whichever takes it. You've got both options on Clare FM, both our online stream and our radio offering as well. And thankfully back up to her feet as we see
Maria Connolly. I don't want to see her going down. She's lining out for us on Wednesday evening in Newell in the Purcell in the first round of this year's championship, so I definitely want her to be staying on her feet for the week coming.
We'll take a little check as well if we can on that Ballyea and Ballygunner game a little later on if we can pick that one up. We'll wait and see. At the moment as Drom are still on the attack, and it's going to be picked up around that side. A lovely little flick over the head, and just couldn't come for play on that particular occasion. All just breaking down around the 45 metre line.
Next score will be crucial here.
Next score will be absolutely massive as we look to get that ball played right the way across, and good work from Sinead Power to just flick it out to safety. It's Inagh Kilnamona who immediately get the feeling that if Drom go what would be 2 scores ahead, it could be a big moment in the game. Now trying to get that ball clear down here towards Aoibhinn Ryan, breaking just in behind her, but can't pick it up, and Drom look very much in control around that middle third, as in fairness they have done right throughout this game as well. Ball still there to be won inside around the ruck, everybody roaring to get in over it. Referee having a good old look at this. We'll wait and see how much he'll let develop before he makes a call. Aoibhinn Ryan kicks it clear. Now she can pick this first time and go. If she can maybe create a little bit of an overlap. Off she goes, Aoibhinn Ryan. Options offer. One of them is still in Hare. She puts it across, but again, maybe the correct option wasn't taken on that occasion. And it's Niamh Tracy breaking clear now for Drom up towards the 45 metre line. Good tackle. Brilliant work there from Fiona Lafferty. Now can she create the overlap? Up she goes after a fantastic turnover. That's going to be a free in. That's what you call experience, Anne-Marie. That's what you call leadership.
To be fair, an absolute great run by Fiona Lafferty straight in, but that came from Clare Command running from practically, you know, between the corner forward here and wing forward out to the middle of the field. That's not her job to do. That's for everyone else to be doing. She needs to be staying inside there, and an absolute brilliant tackle outside here by Fiona Lafferty to turn it over. A hard free here now for Aoibhinn Ryan. I think it will probably drop short inside. The breeze is picking up a little bit across the field.
Yeah, thankfully though, that's bit of misty rain that came has moved off. We can see it heading off down towards Abbeyfield direction, and the sun is starting to shine here in Kilnamona. It's Aoibhinn Ryan with the free just beyond the 45 metre line, dropping it in towards the post. This one needs to go between them, and it certainly has. It's bringing it back to a 2-point game. That's the score that Inagh Kilnamona leader, but important now, Marie, for these next couple of minutes, because we've spoken about the way water breaks have added a new dynamic. They need to build on this momentum.
Yeah, Inagh Kilnamona need another score here, and at least only be one down going into the water break. We've about 13-14 minutes gone the clock, and it's important that Inagh Kilnamona win this ball now and Cathy Cullinan and the girls get in there.
3 of their 5 points are coming from the stick of Aoibhinn Ryan frees, the other 2 coming from Andrea O'Keefe and Aoife Keane. That's their first score of the second half. Can they add to it? Aoife Keane getting that hand pass away in towards Aoibhinn Ryan, does well to break that ball inside. Good work from Tierney Hegarty. Can she get that ball clear? Throws a hand in it. We often speak to know, was there a defined hand pass? That one certainly was. Now it's coming down along the line. Sinead Power, you can feel the bit of a momentum lift, but they need to finish it with a score. Into Aoibhinn Ryan, leans into the tackle. Referee says that's going to be a free. He's going to allow the advantage to go. Andrea O'Keefe will have the shot, dropping it in towards the danger zone. It's there inside for Amy Keating. Surely she's held up. The referee is going to bring it back. Excuse me as a little cough comes, and it's going to be a penalty. Well, that I have to say is one of the best bits of refereeing, Emery, that I've seen in quite some time. It was a very, very obvious free on Aoibhinn Ryan. He let the play go, looked to see what was going to happen, and when the second more advantageous free came, that's what he gave.
Yeah, in fairness, a great bit of refereeing, and you know, an outstanding piece of work here from midfield right in. Aoibhinn Ryan taking him on all the time. I thought Sinead Power was going to take the point here, but a great pass over, and Amy Keating was banging there. In fairness, they smothered her straight away. Now, what's going to happen here is Caoimhe Burke in the Tipperary final last week made the most outstanding camogie save I've seen for a penalty in an awful long time. She was stretched. I was showing you at half time the picture, full blow across the field. It will be very interesting to see, would they just tip this over the bar? I don't know.
I think you have to be ruthless. It's a Munster final. It's coming up towards the end of the first quarter, the third quarter. What a fillip this would be. It's going to be Aoibhinn Ryan versus Caoimhe Burke in this Munster Club Camogie final. We're going to let the pictures tell the story. Aoibhinn Ryan, we wish her the very, very best of luck. Here she comes. Bullet into the back of the net. What a fantastic strike. Top right hand corner. That's exactly what Inagh Kilnamona wanted. And just before the water break as well. Everybody else says calm down. We're getting quite excited. But Inagh Kilnamona have hit the front. And what a brilliant time to do it.
What an absolute cracking goal. Top right hand corner. Caoimhe Burke went to the other side, but an outstanding piece of refereeing to let that go on and to give Inagh Kilnamona the chance. I thought Caoimhe, you know, after the save she made last week, she'd be on the ball again here today, but an absolute bullet from Aoibhinn Ryan, and something to settle her down now as well. You know, there's been a bit of messing going on here in the half forward line for Inagh Kilnamona, and that'll settle things down now for Inagh Kilnamona. But we did say water breaks. Is this going to kill now Inagh Kilnamona's momentum as they're coming in here, and Drom and Inch will be able to get a couple of hard messages home here to the Drom and Inch players, you know, that they need to wake up here fairly lively.
I think people are sick of hearing me on about water breaks, that they've added a new dynamic to Gaelic games, and I think this is the perfect example of seeing it now. That, you know, we often talk about the score after a goal, whether it comes from the opposing team or the attacking team. Does a goal become 4, or does the defending team effectively make it a 2-point goal? So we're going to have to wait and see how that plays out. But the important part is 1-5 to 7 points. It's Inagh Kilnamona leading, and now Eugene Foodie, even though Amber Fire Prevention is his trade, he's trying to stoke the flames of Inagh Kilnamona inside around that last little water break. There's not much water taken, so let's call it a coaching break at the moment. But this is massive for them now. Now you can see them bouncing. But I think, Emery, we can trace all this back. If you're trying to, like as if you're trying to find the source of the fire, I think it was that run from Fiona Lafferty that just lifted things a small bit, you know.
When you look for leadership, you need it here from the likes of Fiona, the likes of Claire Herr, Aoibhinn Ryan with that absolute bullet to the corner of the net. But Inagh Kilnamona need to watch here. Drom and Inch are going to start hitting ball in straight away as far as Anne Evanston, and going to try and get a goal back here on top. They scored 3 goals last week, and as they say, goals win games, and you will be hoping that Inagh Kilnamona will keep this lead now and tip on for the last 15 minutes. Huge
couple of minutes ahead here. Will Inagh Kilnamona build on that penalty? They're leading by 1-5 to 7 points. A brilliant strike by Aoibhinn Ryan, taking her personal tally in this game to 1 goal and 3. Puck out for Caoimhe Burke. Massive 15 minutes ahead. Munster Camogie title on the line. Inagh Kilnamona have been down this road before, but will they make it finally to their end destination? They're within touching distance, leading by a point at the final water break. Danielle Griffin with the ball on the far side of the field. Aoibhinn Ryan goes over to help her. Ball goes back to the ground. But what Inagh Kilnamona haven't been doing, winning those balls in the ruck, they do it on this occasion. But once again, it's Niamh Tracy responding for the Tipperary champions. Puts the ball on the hurley, can't catch it again. Referee looking to see the advantage going, brings it back, and as good as his refereeing was down for the penalty, Anne-Marie, good refereeing there as well. He was almost running alongside Niamh Tracy on that occasion. But it's her surges from that half back line that maybe Inagh Kilnamona need to find a way now of maybe blocking them somewhere in this last quarter.
And Danielle Griffin got the ball there. She should have taken her on straight away instead of kind of messing around there. And Niamh Tracy has made an unbelievable run there, and you'd be hoping for Drom and Inch's point of view that Eamon McGrath will be able to hit this over the bar and level things up.
1-5-7 is how it stands. I don't think we got any major confirmation on we'll certainly have extra time, we know that much, but I'm not quite sure there's a goal to finish on the day. We'll find that out maybe from more learned Camogie people down here at the moment as we watch that ball from McGrath go straight between the posts. We're back level once more. So as we spoke about, Anne-Marie, that point after the goal, it has come to Drom and Inch and has tied the game up.
And as cold as it is today, I hope there's a winner because it's absolutely Baltic down here, but it will go to extra time as you were saying there a minute ago, and look, it has to finish on the day I think today, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
We could be talking about more penalties before the day is out, but there's a lot more Camogie to be played before we can go down that road. Long ball into the corner there for Joanne Ryan to try and run onto Alicia Ryan as well to hold her up. She has to turn back around and recycle it to Miriam Campion, 21 metres out from goal. Referee must have heard Eugene Foodie down here in front of us. I hope to God Eugene hasn't a Fitbit on, because they're going to burst on his wrist, I'd say, if he does. But it's going to be a free out for Inagh Kilnamona, and it's going to be Claire Hare to take it. But this is what you want, Anne-Marie. It's a final. You want that grandstand finish, and it's just set up for it now.
Yeah, in fairness, Claire Hare is having an outstanding game back there. She was kind of gone on for the last 5 minutes, but put in that tackle there, and to get the free out for Inagh Kilnamona, it's immense. Inagh Kilnamona need to keep the ball in here.
They just need to get out in front as well, because it's a little bit too easy at times for that Drom and Inch defence to pick it up, but it's the pressure that comes on afterwards. Sinead Power almost got that ball away, but fantastic work back there by Aoife McGrath. The captain will be hoping to lift the trophy for Drom and Inch if they come out on top here. She did very well to turn that ball over, and it's going to be a free once more for Drom and Inch. Looking back to our left hand side, there's not too many Inagh Kilnamona's players in that half forward line. You can see a huge gap there as they've just retreated back and left that middle third free just at the moment.
Big gap in front of the full forward.
Massive free, dropping right in towards the danger zone, but it's well gathered. Brilliant stuff from Rebecca Keating, and does what every good goalkeeper does, heads for the sideline when there's any sniff of danger, and gets the ball to the place where it's least likely to cause the damage if it's turned over. The Drom and Inch trying to work it back into the centre again, and Deirdre Dunn outside there trying to pick it up. Good stick in there from the Inagh Kilnamona defence, and Sinead Power brings it clear. She's been that link woman so many times here in this second half in particular. Danielle Griffin down the far side of the field does well to use her body as the shield to pick that ball up, and now gets turning, shortens up the grip, drives it down. It's Amy Keating on the far side now. Can she pick and spin and turn? She can. Brilliant fluid motion from her now coming along. She needs the support to come, trying to get the hand pass away. The referee spotted a free on the far side of the field. Good refereeing once more. Far side, it'll be another free for Aoibhinn Ryan. It'll be a tight angle, but a chance to put the half a nose in front again.
And after we're talking for so long about taking them on, Amy Keating just done that now. Take her on, and the cornerback for Drom and Inch is going to get booked here for pulling back Amy.
Another substitution for Drom and Inch. Anthony Kennedy is coming on. We'll check a quick look at who's making way there just at the moment as we look at that yellow card being flashed. So it's a free for Aoibhinn Ryan, the goal scorer, far side of the field, about 30 metres out from goal, maybe 35 when you take in the angle. She has her right foot planted almost on that far sideline. You can see the flag blowing into her face as she shoots into the goal away to our left hand side. Very, very difficult free, just sets down to take this. You can feel the tension here in the stand as she comes to hit this one, dropping in towards the post, and it's gone. Is it gone to the right and wide? It is. It just kind of seemed to dip at the last moment. A very, very difficult free. It remains level here, 1-5 to 8 points, and the referee just stopping play at the moment, I think, for one of the Inagh Kilnamona players. How much time have we left? 10 minutes plus whatever additional time the referee decides to add on. Finally Sinead Power thankfully back up onto her feet, and you know, Anne-Marie, as we mentioned, the score is very much the premium. You get the feeling 2-3 will win this. Yeah,
definitely 2-3 or another goal, which I have a feeling that Drom and Inch are trying to chase here all the time when they're putting in a crossfield ball. But 8 points to 1-5 there at the moment, and there seems to be a lot of rucks forming as a lot of players putting their bodies on the line here in the game.
We can tell you about a goal in Cusack Park for Ballygunner. They're leading Bally A by 1-4 to 2 points at the moment. You can have that on air and leave us on the live stream here if you want as well. We've got you covered on both sides, but I wouldn't turn this off because it's going to be right in the melting pot as we look inside. Oh, Amy Keating just desperately unlucky there, but brilliant goalkeeping from Caoimhe Burke. Read the danger and finds Evanston free on the 65 metre line. Drops it down once more. Now as Drummond Inch look to try and turn that tide of momentum. Antoinette Kennedy putting it into the corner. Are they going to take the lead once more? Oh, that's a brilliant score. Siobhan McGrath coming off the bench. The two substitutes combining there, Kennedy and McGrath, and it's Drummond Inch to go back out in front. And if you're of a Tipperary persuasion, Emery, you'll be very, very pleased with the response to that penalty.
Yeah, great save there by Caoimhe Burke, straight out to Brian Evanston, and direct ball in, and that's what got them the point.
Puck out one again, and it's dropped right into the danger zone, but Rebecca Keating does very well indeed, and coming back to help her out there was Sinead Quinn. Sinead looks up, drives it long, down along this near stand sideline, drops it up for Fiona Lafferty and Aoife Keane, but it's still going to be one outside there once more by Mary Burke, the midfielder. Looked to have taken a bit of a hit there, just again an accidental one as it was. The referee will stop the play, but it's Drummond Inch who have gone back out into the lead, 9 points to 1-5. What can Inagh Kilnamona do, Marie, in these last 6 or 7 minutes?
It's definitely going to come down to the melting pot here, and I suppose they need to get the ball in and get closer. There's no point now in taking a pop shot from way out the field. They won't get anything by dropping the ball in short on top of Caoimhe Burke here, so they need to get the ball. There's a serious injury here, I'd say, to the Drummond Inch player. She got it right in the jaw, I think.
Yeah, well, I think they're also looking at she's holding the jaw, I think, there just at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on that. Thankfully, she looks though as if she's going to jump back up onto her knees and onto her feet. She'll be okay to continue, I think, by the looks of it. Yeah, that's Mary Burke wearing the yellow helmet for Drummond Inch, so it will be a free. But important now, Marie, this has to be, if you're yeah, but if you're Inagh Kilnamona now, you can't come out of Killeedy here with any regrets. If there's even 2 or 3% left in you leave it all out there.
Yeah, definitely. They'll have to drop everything. They'll need the girls now, the older players, to stand up here and try and get the ball into their hand and drive it forward.
That's exactly what Avian Ryan is trying to do. She tries to kick that one clear. Not a bad footballer either, but on this occasion it's turned over, and over on the far side of the field now we have got Cathy Conlon trying to pick this one up, and she does. Gives it down towards Sinead Power, but the ball just bypassed her at the moment, and Mary Burke picks it up and drives it back down into the heart of the defence once more. But that's fantastic defending, and not for the first time, but again just turned over around that half forward line, and Inagh Kilnamona now just struggling. Tierney Hagerty there trying to drive out, and she's fouled. Now that can be a chance for them to launch that attack. Claire Hare will come out, she'll take that free, and everybody now moving down towards that danger zone. Claire Hare dropping it right down into the heart, into that defence once more, but again Helen Hare trying to battle away, and she does. Gets it back here now towards Avian Ryan, puts the head down, tries to drive through the cover, 3 or 4 around her, clipped on the heels there. Clever play from Avian Ryan. I won't say she bought it, but she might have been looking for it.
She was definitely looking for it anyway, and unlucky for Drummond Inch that they just managed to trip her there. But Inagh Kilnamona have made a vital switch here in bringing Tierney Hagerty over on top of Miriam Campion, because she was having a field day over here, and kind of has settled things down a small bit in the backs. They need Claire Hare now. Aoife Keane needs to stand up here now and try and get on the ball a bit more and try and get a point.
Here she comes with the free. Avian Ryan, brilliant from the penalty and excellent from frees as well. The game is level once more. If I was a betting man, I'd be saying we're not far away from extra time in this one, because there ain't much to separate them. We're looking at the clock now. We have less than 5.5 minutes plus additional time to play. The puck is going to land almost on the 21 metre line for Drummond Inch, and a lovely angle ball across. Now we're going to have to deal with this Sinead Quinn, and she does brilliantly to bring that one clear. Lovely control play. The hand pass though just wouldn't come up for Fiona Lafferty on that occasion. Goes down to her knees. We can hear the clash of the hurley from here. It's 9 points for Drummond Inch. It's 1-6 for Inagh Kilnamona, and we're inside the closing 5 minutes with Amber Fire Prevention Services in the Dock Road in Limerick. Our commentary sponsors, ball breaking down. Helen Hare almost picked it up. Aoife Keane does, but she's well hooked. Maybe didn't see the defender there. Has to recycle it back around. Avian Ryan sells a little half a jink to try and buy the space into Andrea O'Keefe. Andrea O'Keefe, is this the one to put them back in front? The crowd will tell you that the umpire is waving the white flag. It's Inagh Kilnamona who have hit double figures, 1-7 to 9 points. They're back into the lead. The last two scores coming their way. Brilliant response after a strong start to the final quarter from the Tipperary champions. It's Inagh Kilnamona ahead by them slimmest of margins. Michelle Woodlock battling away with that ball. Claire Hare gets it away though. Now they have to try and build on this. Good work from Inagh Kilnamona, bringing it clear, getting the hand pass back. Just has to get it to come to hand, and it does. Just trying to break through the tackle on her hands and knees outside there. Again, that ruck is going to develop. Who's going to pick it up? The ball is very, very close to the ground, and it's brought away. Brilliant work there from Aoife Keane, but the referee and judge, well, we've praised the referee often enough here, but I'd have to say you'd question that call. I don't know how you could have carried when she was being pulled the way she was, but the referee as judge is going to be a free in, and it'll be a chance once more for Emer McGrath.
Emer McGrath has a serious puck of the ball. This is going to drop right in on top of Rebecca Keating, or if not over the bar. This is a serious pressure point now for her.
3.5 plus additional time to play here in Killeen, and it is Inagh Kilnamona at the minute leading by a single point. It's dropping right in, and it's flicked to the back of the net. That is the cruelest of heartbreaks from an Inagh Kilnamona point of view, as that long ball from Emer McGrath was flicked to the net, and it looked like it might have been Siobhan McGrath that's been congratulated as getting the hurley to it. A free that was questionable enough in its origins, but it was the Drom who had certainly made the most of it, and now they lead by 2. It's 1-9 to 1-7. The Tipperary champions leading. Things getting very, very physical here. It's going to be a free in, and it's so important now that Inagh Kilnamona don't panic, Anne-Marie. There is still time, but now the pressure has come on.
The pressure has come on now, and I just knew the ball was going to drop short there, and he's doing the right thing now and bringing up the ball for the free, because they're trying to delay things right in front of them.
The referee just having a little chat there as we look. Michelle Woodlock is just down on her hands and knees at the moment. Claire Hare will take the free pretty much on her own 45 metre line, dropping this one short. Now can Inagh Kilnamona make the same return from it? In around the square it goes, and an error just cleared off just as she swung the hurley to the ball. It was cleared just away from her, but it's still picked up. Andrea O'Keefe tries to get the hand pass away and does in towards Fiona Lafferty. She's trying to head for the inline, turns back around, flicks it right the way across the square, but only into the waiting arms of Joanne Ryan, who was tracking all the way back, and she clears her lines. It's 2v1. Inagh Kilnamona need to turn this ball over, and they have. It needs to go back in towards the danger zone, and that's exactly where it's going. It's Andrea O'Keefe flicking it out to the far side of the field. Inagh Kilnamona trying to build a trail by 2 in towards Aoibhinn Ryan to the 21 metre line, kicks it across. Aoife Keane tries to pick it up, and she does, tries to get the strike, but she's blocked down. Helen Hare's in there again, trying to kick it around. It's frantic and it's hectic in the closing stages here. The referee is going to go in. We're looking at the clock. I think our time is almost against us. A minute and a half to go. He's going to throw it into the 21 metre line, Henry, but there was 3 or 4 chances there.
We talk about game management now, and that was poor game management by Inagh Kilnamona. Take the point. Plenty of time left.
It's still not clear. It's still Aoife Keane, pops it over the bar, brings it back to 1. Maybe that was the way to go. Bring it back to a 1-point game as we head towards injury time. It's 1-9 Drom. It's 1-8 Inagh Kilnamona, and it's Aoife Keane's second point of the afternoon. Her first coming in the opening period, her second coming as we enter injury time. And again, the puck out from Caoimhe Burke is going to drop right down onto the 45 metre line. It's well won there by Campion as she's pulled to the ground. That's going to be a free in. Game management, and Maria, long puck out, a brilliant take, and looking for the free to get it.
An absolute mammoth, I couldn't even think of the word there, mammoth task for Miriam Campion there, unbelievable. But Caoimhe Burke, I talk about clearing your lines at this stage of the game. You belt the ball as far as possible. Just a silly thing to do to give away a free there, and and the game in the melting pot really. 1-9 to 1-8 still.
Into the closing stages here. We're looking at the clock. It's going to hit the red in less than 30 seconds, and it's 1 point. Drom leading Inagh Kilnamona. That could well change by the time Emer McGrath has taken this free. She's about 45 metres out from goal. let's just see, we are going to have 2 minutes at least of additional time. The ball has gone to the left and wide, and now we're set up for this grandstand finish as our neutral camera people here in Kilnamona reacted to that one, going to the left and wide. Listen, we're Clare FM, we're as biased as we can be for Inagh Kilnamona this afternoon. Long puck out down in the direction of Tierney Hegarty, goes to the ground though, can't win the clean possession. Sinead Quinn goes back to try and pick this up. She'll be facing her own in line when she does well to find the space, looks up. Claire Heher once again is the option, shortens up the grip, but only plays it into the arms of the waiting Emer McGrath, who took the shot on sight. She was well entitled to do so, but Becky Keating knew she was going to do it and fires it out the far side now to Leisha Ryan. Down along that far stand sideline she goes. Lovely little jink there from Danielle Griffin to buy herself a bit of space. Referee being encouraged to give the free. I'd back those calls as well. Danielle Griffin inside there, Fiona Lafferty too, but it's turned over again and it's Joanne Ryan bringing it clear. Now it's a chance for Drom to add to that lead. McGrath with the big shot from distance. That one though is going to go all the way to the left hand side and wide. Looking at our clock, 56 of the 2 minutes of additional time played. It's a 1 point lead for Drom. We could be heading to extra time if Inagh Kilnamona can find another white flag or maybe steal it at the death with a green. Rebecca Keating takes the puck out, drops it down onto 2 Drom players, and Claire Hare just can't bring it clear at the moment. Looks as if the momentum maybe with the Tipperary champions. It's the goal scorer who drops it in towards Sinead Quinn. Does she hold on to that ball? She's battling away there, and it's going to be a free out on the 21 metre line. That one was obvious enough. She was battling away there with Siobhan McGrath, who might have got the goal. That could be the big score in this game. Everybody telling just to push up the field. I wouldn't be surprised if Rebecca Keating is found above around the 21 metre line before this game is over. Danielle Griffin has it far stand side again. The help needs to come from those green and gold jerseys. No point standing back at this stage. Referee is standing right there, looking right at the action. Will he give the free? No, he won't. It's still there, 3-1. The ruck is there. Will somebody touch that ball on the ground? The referee says no. He's going to throw it in. Everybody roared, and Helen Hare had picked the ball up. The referee says that he had blown the whistle just before that. A 1 point lead. Drom. I'd say it said at least 2 minutes of additional time. There's been stoppages in that as well. We will have time for one more play. Referee throws the ball in. Where is it going to break in favour of? The ruck again develops. Everybody just bending the back inside there, trying to pick it up. Inagh Kilnamona need a point to bring this game to extra time. A goal would steal the Munster title for the first time in the club's history, but it's Drom who have brought it clear. Again, that bounce of the ball. Claire Hare comes on to it. Has she time for one last big clearance in towards the danger zone? Off she goes. The county star, the county captain, drops it in towards the square. She does. Oh, ball just won't come to hand. Now a foul surely on Fiona Lafferty on that occasion. Referee says no, the ball is going to play on. I felt she was well entitled to her free on that occasion. The final whistle blows. The green and gold jerseys drop to the ground. It's heartbreak for Inagh Kilnamona in the cruelest of fashions here in Kilnamona. Their Munster dream ends for another year at least. That late goal from Siobhan McGrath, the substitute. I felt they might have been entitled to a free though in those closing stages. Those are the small margins. They look back on Marie. We go back to the start of that third quarter when those 3 or 4 wides came. We felt they might have been crucial. You didn't want them to be costly on a day like today, but unfortunately from an Inagh Kilnamona point of view, the most heartbreaking manner to lose a final.
Yeah, definitely lose by a point, but I think Inagh Kilnamona will rue the chances that they had, plenty of opportunities in the first half, but not alone then in the second half, to have too many wides, and that unfortunately is the tail of the game. Drom, albeit had a few as well, but look, it's unfortunate that Inagh Kilnamona on the wrong end of that, but you'd have to say I thought that Joanne Ryan, who was called in today, was absolutely outstanding from the get-go, and as well as Michelle Woodlock done savage work out the field. Miriam Campion, Emer McGrath put in a mammoth task there, but Inagh Kilnamona's downfall will probably be leaving Mairead Evanston free back there for so long in the game. I know it's hard, it's easy for us to be saying up here standing down watching it from a height, but she had a great game playing back there and sweeping across everything. If you were to look at Inagh Kilnamona, I suppose Avian Ryan, the goal, the penalty was excellent. Andrea Keefe 2 points, Aoife Keane 2 points, but I thought that Fiona Lafferty and Claire Coman really tried to lead from the from the start of the game, but it's unfortunate now that Kilnamona, as you said, it's the hardest way to lose, and it's on a 1 point loss.
It certainly is. Well, that's the 2020 Munster Club Camogie season concluded with Drom as champions. They, of course, were also in the 2021 series, as our 2019 champions, of course, Scariff Gunlow as well, after their victory yesterday over True Kilnamona in that Clare Senior Camogie final replay. It'll be of little consolation to Inagh Kilnamona, as we can see crestfallen players down here to our left hand side. Never nice to lose a final, even less so in those circumstances, but I've no doubt the club that they are, they'll come back with a concerted effort in 2022. It's a 1 point loss for Inagh Kilnamona. Drom Crown Munster Camogie champions for 2020 here in Killeedy. Our thanks to Emery McGann here on co-commentary, and to all the crew as well on the cameras and the rest of it here, Mike and Emily and Alan Foodie as well, as we leave you from Killeedy. Drom crowned Munster Camogie champions. If you're watching on the live stream, stick on the Clare FM map there as well. Ballya and Ballygunner are on in Cusack Park at the moment. Do enjoy that, and we'll have more reaction to this right across Clare FM Sport all the week. Shoulder has the strike at the post. It's dropping in, and it's gone between the post. That's a big score, Emery, to shine here in Killeedy. It's Aoibhinn Ryan with the free just beyond the 45 metre line, dropping it in towards the post. This one needs to go between them, and it certainly has. It's bringing it back. Tell the story. Aoibhinn Ryan, we wish her the very best of luck. Here she comes. Yes. Bullet into the back of the net. What a fantastic strike. Much, but I'm not quite sure there's a goal to finish on the day. We'll find that out maybe from more learned Camogie people down here at the moment, as we watch that ball from McGrath go straight between the permanent look to try and turn that tide of momentum. Anthony Kennedy putting it into the corner. Are they going to take the lead once more? Oh, that's a brilliant score. Siobhan McGrath.
Lisa Keane needs to stand up here now and try and get on the ball a bit more and try and get a point.
Here she comes with the free. Aoibhinn Ryan, brilliant from the penalty and excellent from frees as well. The game is level. We didn't see the defender there, has to recycle it back around. Aoibhinn Ryan sells a little half a jink to try and buy the space into Andrea O'Keefe. Andrea O'Keefe, is this the one to put them back in front? Here in Killeedy, and it is Inagh Kilnamona at the minute leading by a single point. It's dropping right in, and it's flicked to the back of the net. That is the cruelest.
About game management now, and that was poor game management by Inagh Kilnamona. Take the point. Plenty of time left.
It's still not clear. It's still Aoife Keane, pops it over the bar, brings it back to 1. Maybe that was 9 from an inch. It's 1-8 Inagh Kilnamona, and it's Aoife Keane's second point of the afternoon. Her first coming in the opening period, her second coming as we enter injury time. And again, the puck out from Caoimhe Burke is going to drop right down onto the 45 metre line. It's well won there by Campion as she's pulled to the ground. That's going to be a free in. Game management and Maria, long puck out, a brilliant take, and looking for the free to get it.
An absolute mammoth, I couldn't even think of the word there, mammoth task for
now. Yeah. Mine there now, Mike. Okay.
Would they come in closer, because this thing is...
Come in closer.
If they want to get back to the hurling,
Now do it, they'll come in if you start. Shout.
Okay, everybody, can I have a bit of silence here, please, just for a few minutes? I'm not going to keep you very long. First of all, I want to thank the Killeedy GAA Club for the use of their facilities here today. Great pitch in this time of the year. It's hard to get pitches, and fair play to Killeedy. And I know it's a bit of a distance, and to be honest with you, I'd have got to Casement Park quicker than I got here. I got lost so many times. But anyhow, that was my fault. I want to thank Andrew and his team for a job well done. My God, that was some display of camogie. And for Andrew to keep control of the game so closely contested. We have today seen camogie at its best, and some advertisement for our game. And I want to thank both teams for a fantastic display. To Inagh Kilnamona, commiserations, but she put up some performance. I know that's not any good to you now. At the minute, Drom and Inagh are Munster champions, but you know, fair play to you and congratulate you for contesting every ball. To Drom and Inagh, you fought the battle and you won, and we've been waiting for this occasion for over a year now, and thank both teams again for cooperating and waiting and patiently for the 2020 Munster Club Final. And I would ask you also in your celebrations to please adhere to the COVID restrictions, because your campaign hasn't finished, and but for all the clubs, the All-Ireland Series of 2021 is about to commence. So once again, congratulations to Drom and Inagh and commiserations to Inagh Kilnamona. And without any further ado, I will call on the Secretary of Munster Council, Carmel Harkin, to present the player of the match to Drom and Inagh's number 8, Mary Burke. Did I thank everybody? I did. Before I present Tomas McDonagh Cup to the captain of the Drom and Inagh team, I have to tell you that after your photographs, the cup has to come back. We're sorry, but we can't leave the cup. You can celebrate without it. So I now take, it's my great privilege, on my last occasion presenting trophies, to present the Tomas McDonagh Cup to the captain of the Drom and Inagh team, Aoife McGrath. Congratulations, Aoife. Well done. Speech.
Look, I don't like the delay. I've been warned to keep it short and sweet by a few. Look, first of all, thanks to Andrew Larkin and his officials there today. I think they definitely contributed to a real game of Camogie there. Like, you know, kept it flowing, made it good and tough. So well done to him and all his team. To Munster Council, I suppose, look, a big thank you for organising the competition. Like, oh, sorry. Do you know, like Marion said, we're a long time waiting for this to come. Look, and thankfully we're here today, and look, it's fantastic to be here. To the girls here in front of me, like, what can I say? Like, you're absolutely savage bunch of players. Like, you know, whatever is thrown at you, you take it on the chin and you drive on, and that was no different here today. To all the backroom team, Kevin, Pat, Matthew, Paul, Mary, anyone who helps in any way at all, you know, it doesn't go unnoticed, and you leave no stone unturned, so thanks a million for that. Lastly, to Inagh, what can I say? Like, you're a savage team. You made us work really, really hard for this today, as we expected. You're a savage team, and no doubt, like, we'll come across you again. Hard luck today, but 3 cheers for Inagh. Hip hip, hooray. Hip hip, hooray. Hip hip, hooray.
Companies across Ireland are opening back up. And now, more than ever, businesses across the island need our support. At Amber Fire Protection Limited, our focus is on sharing our decades of experience in the fire protection industry. Experience that can help your business.